And blocked down in front, rebound scores! Evan Oakley, here's Farmer on a breakaway, Farmer scores! Short-handed break, Benzine in on Zevnik. Oh, what a great left pad save there. Shot deflected, they score! Cullen stops short-handed.
You're listening to Wildcats Hockey, presented by Armored Roofing on the Wildcats Broadcast Network.
Game one slipped away from the Wildcats in the third period last night, and they find themselves in a 1-0 series hole against the Topeka RoadRunners in the South Division semifinals. They'll need a bounce back here tonight if they want to avoid heading home down 2-0. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast. Ben Horner with you here on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Thanks so much for making us a part of your Saturday evening plans, wherever you happen to be tuning in from here on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network, as it's very excited to be bringing you this playoff edition of Wildcats Hockey presented by Armored Roofing. And for the Wildcats tonight, they're hoping that they're going to be able to bounce back from last night's contest that was a very closely played contest for the first 40, and things all went pear-shaped for the Wildcats. Now, they fell behind first in the contest when Sly Sutter scored at 11:07 of the first. Then, after us in the second period, Dominic Lutz, who else? He always seems to score against the Wildcats, at least this season, came up with a goal to make it 2-0 after the Wildcats had the puck in their possession in their defensive zone, and instead of chipping it to space and into the neutral zone, the defenseman got stripped, the pressure remained, and the Wildcats shipped another goal. However, with 6 seconds remaining in the second, the Wildcats got a huge lifeline from Kevin Sherizan, who raced down the slot, collected a pass from Evan Oakley from the blue line in between the hash marks, and wristed it past Matej Tomek before Tomek even knew what hit him. But that was about the best as it got for the Wildcats. They came out in the third period, boosted by that big goal by Sherizan at the end of the second. Played probably the best 2.5 minutes of hockey in the contest. They were rolling 3 lines, 3 great shifts in a row, 3 grade A scoring chances. Albrecht had a great chance skating down the middle, and instead of going for a shot, went forehand backhand, and Tomek made the save. Lazarus and Albrecht combined to create another grade A chance, but then, after a clearing attempt by the RoadRunners, a turnover in the neutral zone led Mike Gornall to walk the puck in. He centered for Yuhiko Saka, and Hiko Saka beat David Zevnik through the 5-hole to make it 3-1. Barely 16 seconds later, it was 4-1 when Arzowski scored, risking it inside the left-hand post of Zevnik after some more miscommunication by the Wildcats in their own zone. Then Sly Sutter would make it 5-1. Kosmeski would pull one back on a consolation tally, but Cam Strong canceled that one out with a nice breakaway attempt and slipped a backhand home. That made it 6-2, which was the final last night. It was not a great performance defensively for the Wildcats. It was not a great performance by really anybody for the Wildcats, we have to say, and that's coming from Wildcats head coach John LaFontaine. There were exceptions to that rule, as there always are. However, he was not happy with his defensive core. He was not happy with their level of engagement on the physical side of things in their defensive. He was not happy with the way Topeka was able to win the battle for what he said seemed like almost every single loose puck, and that's a good way to win hockey games, especially in the playoffs. And it circles back to something that Coach LaFontaine said before last night's game. The key to this series is who is going to be willing to play playoff hockey, who's going to be willing to do the little things, to play the physical side of the battle, to do everything you have to do and not take a second of a single shift off. That's how you're going to win in the playoffs. Topeka did it last night. It also came in the form of a lot of block shots. They were getting a lot of traffic in front of the cage of Matej Tomek. That made life difficult for the Wildcats, who only posted 21 shots on goal after posting 33 shots on goal per game in the regular season on average. So what do the Wildcats need to do tonight? Keep the puck along the ice if they're going to test Tomek from the blue line, and they also have to get guys down low ready to tip it in backdoor and pound home the rebounds. But there is cause for optimism tonight for the Wildcats, and here's why. They have a very strong record in games immediately following. The Wildcats were 12-8 in games immediately after a loss. That does not account for overtime or shootout losses, and they are 3-1 all-time in the postseason against the RoadRunners in games immediately following a loss. However, they're going to have their work cut out for them tonight, going against Matej Tomek, the big Slovak, who came in second in the league in almost every major goaltending category, including shutouts, and goals against average. No changes for either teams in terms of the lineup, as the only change for the Wildcats is Konstantin Cherniak and Matt Cook will flip-flop. That puts Cook on his strong hand, and Konstantin Cherniak back right side. Left wing will be number 16, Sly Sutter, the 94%. Had 2 goals in last night's contest. On the season, Sutter finished with 38 points on 16 goals and 28 assists. Rather, 22 assists, I should say. Sutter stands at 5-9 postseason contests. On the right wing will be Colin Staub, the Air Force Academy commit, 6'1" out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Staub led the Wildcats in points in the regular season with 60 in 60 games played on 26 goals and 34 assists. In the playoffs, 2 goals and an assist for Staub in 3 contests. Starting on the defense for the Wildcats on the left side will be Shane Kosmeski out of Grays Lake, Illinois, 6'2", 185. And good evening to you from the Kansas Expo Center, Landon Arena to be specific, where the ice is down, the lights are up, and we're just about set for this playoff edition of Wildcats Hockey presented by Armored Roofing. Ben Horner with you here, everybody, coming to you high above the ice level on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Cats are wearing their road black sweaters. Austin Shaw in the cage to our right as Wichita Falls moves right to left across your screen. That is P to Q across your keyboard if you're joining us via the YouTube audio stream and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Coming back the other the way. Topeka in their home white sweaters, starting with Matej Tomek in the cage to our left. Collins stopped to take Tommy Apap to take the opening face-off against Sam Reniker. Tonight's officials, Stan Sturek, the referee, Michael Samick, and Kyle Richetel, the linesman. Same crew as last night. Looks like the goaltenders are ready, the refs are ready, Apap and Reniker are ready as they're brought together and the puck is down. We're underway in game 2, brought to you by American Classified, as right away this is ramped towards the cage of Shaw. He'll direct it along here. Cam Knight, the first to take it, has some trouble with this one, gave it away to Irvine. This is Sutter trying to walk towards the middle. Shaw will cover up as it trickled into the blue paint, and we'll get our first whistle of the night. 15 seconds remaining in the first. One thing to keep an eye on here tonight as we're just underway at the Kansas Expo Center is Austin Shaw and playing the puck in and around his net. Obviously, it's no surprise that that's going to be a big factor here as the Wildcats have been burned a little bit by some funky bounces in that regard. Wide of the cage there. That shot was deflected to the back wall as Bolio tries to ramp this one into the neutral zone. He does, only as far as O'Connor, who skates or takes it away from him as Jaeger tries to pursue in the corner. Turned over. Here's Lazarus walking towards the middle. Upended, cleared, not out. It hit a body in front. Urzowski, he couldn't clear. Townsend had stepped down on a second attempt. Urzowski leads this one ahead. Clean break. Here's Irvine all alone. Irvine in on Shaw. Shaw makes a huge save in the first 2:30 of this contest. Irvine snuck behind the defense on a broken change there as here Kodrak, Litviak in front. He scores! Nikita Litviak! 17:24 remaining in the first period. The Wildcats take the first lead of the series. Nikita Litviak danced around the defenseman, undressed, tried to go backhand through the legs. Shaw made the save, and quickly up the ice came Litviak. He turnstiled the defenseman and then deked around Tomek. Chernyuk not able to hold this one in as Baker will look to charge forward. Left wing wall. Baker puts on the brakes, poked away there by Bolio. Bolio into the neutral zone. It's gloved down and put onto the ice by O'Connor. Played along for Poland to hammer around the boards. All the way around it goes up to the left wing point. Reniker couldn't hold it in there. Now Apap trying to fight through the check of Baker. Apap has it. Staub walks in. Here's Staub now with Bolio front, and his centering feed was there. Chernyuk collects and walks back to the point. Now it's Apap. Apap again. Backhander flashes it wide of the cage. 16:10 remaining in the first. All Wildcats right now as they're buzzing after that goal by Nikita Litviak. That has them in the lead 1-0 here in game 2 of this South Division semifinals. Wildcats are working on a change here as this is played down the ice. Should go for icing and will be icing here as Townsend and Baum hustle back to meet it. 15:55 remaining in the first. The Wildcats up 1-0 on Nikita Litviak's first career postseason goal. Postseason point for Nikita. He had an assist in the series against Rio Grande Valley last weekend. And as I mentioned in the open, look for the Wildcats' big guns on defense. Cook, Knight, Townsend. Look for those three to have big bounce-back performances. We've seen it time and time again. This might go for an icing again against the RoadRunners as Baum will hustle back. Townsend shielding off the man Lutz, and that will draw another icing. Time and time again this year, those three, Townsend, Knight, and Cook, anytime they have a game that they know is not up to par for their abilities, they almost always seem to come back with a big performance the next night and really take the onus on themselves to improve and put the bad performance behind them. We'll see if they're able to do that here this evening. Off the back wall, and Albrecht hammered it only as far as Scherer. Here is Scherer. Shot saved there by Shaw, steered wide to the right wing corner. Knight shoveled back along to this near side. Kosmeski hustles along to meet it here. He'll try to ramp it along for Albrecht. Albrecht takes it at his own blue line and skates to the red line. Floats it in towards the cage of Tomek. He'll spill this one onto the stick of Hiko Saka as we played 5 minutes in this first period. The Wildcats are leading 1-0 on Litviak's goal. A dogged forecheck as Siri blows Scherer up behind the net and draws some oohs and ahs from the Wildcats bench. Scherer back to his feet here. Looking a little out of sorts as the puck is left behind the cage there a couple of times as it hit a seam in the wall as this is Cook as it bounced over a stick at the blue line. Now it's a foot race. Maver trying to get back in front of him as Cook does just enough to force him into the wall and take him off the puck. Wildcats clear, but only as far as Haynes at the blue line towards the net off a leg and goes to the far side wall. Now it's Maver with it. Curling to against Jake Townsend. No, make that Max Reisinger. Townsend having a word with the referee. Sturek not having any of it. So, the Wildcats leading 1-0. They'll be shorthanded for the next 2 minutes on the Gilmore's Collision Center penalty kill. Just one power play opportunity per team last night, as both of those fell by the wayside. This is cleared up to the blue line. Offside play here as Brickley stick-handled it over the blue line. Petulantly threw the puck towards the linesman Samek, as that'll see 4 seconds elapse on the first power play opportunity of the night that has fallen to the RoadRunners. Topeka on the season, 4th in the league in the regular season in power play, 22.4%. That's 61 for 2. Very good against the Wilds Collision Center, which had been much improved towards the end of the regular season. Needing to come up with a big one here as they lead 1-0 and try to hold that lead here. Early stages of this contest, game 2. Brickley walks it towards the middle on the 5-on-3, hooks it back. Irvine, one-timer blocked there by Colin Staub, and that comes all the way into the neutral zone. Bravely blocked there by the stalwart Colin Staub as we have 12 minutes remaining in the first period. Ben Horner with you on Fast Hockey and the Wildcats Broadcast Network, as this is Fernsler having it poked away from him by Knight. Couldn't clear it though. This is Brickley, near side wall to Poland at the point. This is Poland. Out of the box in 3 will be Reisinger. Sutter in the slot. Gives it along, gets it right back. Sutter lets it go for Brickley. Here is Brickley holding. His shot goes up high. Might have gotten a piece of Shaw. Out of the box is Reisinger. So it's 5-on-4. Next minute and 10 seconds as Apap is in the box. Irvine, rather this is Sutter trying to charge down the middle. Forced to the right wing wall. Knight the first to it here. Swept it along. Fornaris with a good hold along the far side there. He'll step away from Subri. Fornaris walks towards the middle. Intercepted there nicely by Subri as Farmer will lead this one down the ice. Off a few more seconds on the penalty kill for the Wildcats. 11-10 remaining in the first as Brickley starts this one forward for Fornaris. Fornaris puts on the brakes, drops it for Brickley, allowing the Wildcats to set up here. Urzowski now walks in. Pass to the near side. This is Baker now towards the corner. Baker tries to spin up to the point and does for Urzowski. Urzowski to the middle of the blue line. Brickley towards the net. Off a body in front. Shaw never saw that one as it went to the glass. Now it's Urzowski. His shot. Sliding block there by Farmer to send it to the glass. Here is Fornaris again. 23 seconds remaining in the power play. Here's Urzowski, right point, middle of the blue line for Brickley. Back for Urzowski, now top of the right wing circle. Left wing circle, now this is Fornaris. Fornaris tries to walk down the wall past Subri. Trades places there, getting it, here's Gornall. Now Fornaris again. Fornaris tries to stuff it through the middle there, and Cook got his body down onto the ice to block it. 3 seconds remaining in the penalty to Apap. 10-20 remaining in the first. The Wildcats jab this one up the wall, but they can't clear. Out of the box is Tommy Apap. The Wildcats have killed this one off as Kosmeski swings at this one wildly. Subri has it on a diving play. He'll swat this one off the boards, and down the ice it goes. Great effort on the Gilmore's Collision Center penalty kill there by the Wildcats to kill off the 5-on-3 and hold on to their 1-0 lead. Played wide of the cage of Shaw. Baum will bank it around but couldn't get it clear. Strong, his shot was blocked there. Albrecht had some trouble handling that puck, and he'll chase it towards the corner in his own zone. Baum swings this one out of midair. Brennan protects, goes towards the net, intercepted by Albrecht as Yeager looks to motor forward with him. Here's Albrecht, his shot off the body there. Albrecht takes a little stick up high, gets the puck right back. Yeager blindly towards the middle, and it was away from Lazarus. Lazarus couldn't corral the carom either, as starting it up the ice, here's Topeka. Strong gets to the red line and plays in deep, and so come to the bench for a change. 7 remaining in the first. 1-0 the score. Townsend floats this one cross ice. Yeager gets over the red line and plays in deep here as Tomek comes out of his crease to hammer it along, wanting Brennan. Albrecht towards the net, wide of the cage, stepping down to the right wing half wall. Townsend was able to send it towards the corner. Ran away from Yeager just a little bit there as the Cats are in the midst of a change. Hikosaka moves to Fernsler. Hikosaka wants it back. He'll have to go pursue this one to the left wing corner as Baum and Hikosaka get themselves all tangled up, as that allows the Wildcats to take possession. Yeager, as he was skating by towards the bench, was able to chop at this one. It didn't go for icing as Staub pours in on the forecheck. This is Ryan Poland in his own defensive zone. 8:45 remaining in the first. The Wildcats leading 1-0. Poland gets past Bolio. Into the offensive zone comes Poland, plays it towards the right wing corner. Now it's Staub. Staub looks to spin away. Couldn't jab it free there. Nice bump given on a man in the corner by Kosmeski as Apap tries to work this one free. Apap. Kosmeski continued to dig this loose. Bolio on his backhand floats it into the neutral zone. This is O'Connor. He'll send this one back in. Shaw. Face off right at center ice. Ben Horner with you here on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Network. Wichita Falls in game 2 here this evening, leading 1-0. They dropped last night's contest 6-2, and obviously, not to harp on it too much, but so important for the Wildcats to pick up a win here You don't want to fall behind 2-0. Since 2005, when the AWHL and the North American Hockey League merged before that season, since the 2005 playoffs, 63 teams have taken a 2-0 lead in a series. 62 of those teams have won that series. Not exactly good odds if the Wildcats fall behind 2-0. But here, good value for that lead, as we'll have a center ice face-off. It'll be 5-on-5 after they give Irvine and Litviak either roughing, delay of game, something of the sort. Unsportsmanlike, perhaps. Either way, the result is the same. Those two will get a couple of minutes to cool off, and I think Nikita needs those 2 minutes. Face-off dead at center ice. Yeager will take the draw against Fernsler. Off the draw. Baum has to chase this one back into the neutral zone. Here is Baum. Albrecht, now Yeager. Yeager has Lazarus to his right and uses him. Lazarus, his shot, steered wide there by Tomek, and he bobbled it a little bit, but was able to sweep it away from his crease. Now here comes Lutz. Set up there by Baum. Albrecht comes along, rather Lazarus swept it back to the neutral zone. Brennan put out there, as picking it up was Poland. Off the high glass by Kuzmeski to the neutral zone. No, yes, just barely, as Hiko Saka brought it back in offside with 6:08 remaining in the first period. By the way, those penalties to Litviak and Irvine at 12:57 of the first were roughing. So, again, the result the same for those two. So Litviak up for the challenge here tonight. He's got a goal, and a beautiful goal at that. Moments after, Tyler Irvine had a breakaway opportunity for Topeka to give them the lead, but Shaw came up with a huge save. Off, here's Bolio, tries to chip this one along. Staub wasn't able to corral, so Poland takes it and gives to O'Connor. O'Connor put under all kinds of pressure here by Colin Staub. Bumped off it, he'll get it back. Left it behind there as Bolio was in front. Apap, Bolio, and his shot was canceled out there as Apap took it off his stick and then teed him up. Nice play there by Knight to fish this one free in the neutral zone. Staub gloves this down, puts it onto the ice, wheels back softly into his own zone, gives to Cam Knight. Knight was trying to lead it along for Bolio. He wasn't able to collect it, as this is J.B. Baker trying to chase this one down. Knight canceled him out. Farmer swats this one away to the corner. Ice playing very slow right now as the puck is trickling along, almost to a stop anytime towards the corner. Farmer floats it up the ice. Sharazin tries to jab it along there, has it. Quick shot saved by Tomek. Around effort in the high slot from above the face-off circles for Kevin Sharazin. Don't mind Sharazin putting on an effort there. The leading goal scorer for the Wildcats during the regular season with 27. 5:17 remaining in the first. 1-0 the score in favor of the Cats. Shots on goal according to the big board here at Landon Arena, 5-5. We're with you here on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. As off the draw, Sharazin wasn't able to reach this one, so Brickley floats this one all the way down the ice. That goes into the Topeka bench area as it goes by, as that'll be a whistle, another stoppage of play, and another face-off coming in the Wildcats offensive zone. This time with 5:10 remaining in the first. The Wildcats, when scoring the first goal during the regular season, 31-6-1. Matt Cook. Cook tries to move it along. Lutz gets in the way. Lutz digs it free, gives it to Strong. Strong loses out in the corner. Chernyuk ramps it along there as Oakley throws his man into the wall and lets the puck trickle into the relative safety of the neutral zone, that is. Here is Farmer now collecting, gives it back for Matt Cook. 4:40 remaining in the first. Matt Cook leads this one along for Sharazin. Sharazin skates through the middle of the ice into the right wing wall. Now walking in, toe drags, leaves it there for Yeager. Yeager tries to go through the middle. It was intercepted there by Gornall. Yeager gets it back. Sharazin couldn't feed it in front there as Hayes has it and moves it along for Dominic Lutz. Lutz, now it's Hayes into the zone. Here comes Hayes at the right wing circle. Shot steered wide there by Shaw with a blocker hand. Townsend kicked it along for Oakley. Oakley had some trouble with it but moved it along for Albrecht. Jabbed away from him. Baum has it just outside the blue line here, as this is Evan Oakley stepping over the red line and playing in deep. 4:10 remaining in this first period. Cats are leading 1-0. Scramble towards the cage a little bit, but he wound up in his catch and glove anyway. So 4:01 remaining in the first. Another offensive zone draw coming here for the Wildcats. Face-off will be to the right of Tomek once more, and already the Wildcats doing a better job of getting net. Topeka as good a job right now as of blocking those efforts as we saw last night. Reisinger and Shearer tangled up here. Allowed to continue as Brennan has this one and moves it for Fernsler. Fernsler, now it's Lutz, hard to the near side, wanting Cam Strong. He'll have to take it off the right wing wall. Strong trying to jab it in front. Loose puck there. Shaw has it covered. It's on the side of the net. Still it's loose, and we get the whistle as Sturrock lost sight of it. Mayhem, that draws some attention, and it does. Will it be both or just Kosmeski? 3:04 remaining in the first period. Doesn't look like they're going to send Baker over to the box. So the Wildcats will be shorthanded here because a little over aggressive trying to protect his netminder, and right away one of the Wildcats, Nick Farmer, coming across to have a word with Sturrock and remind him punch with the blocker hand. That was Fernsler in front of the net. Shaw got up and took a swing after Fernsler was giving him a little bit of a mugging in the cage. We'll see if they give a minor to Austin Shaw. 1:56 remaining in the first. No, they do not. The only penalty will be to Fernsler, so I think Sturrock might be making a statement with that one. 52 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey, and then the Wildcats will have an abbreviated power play. It'll be their first man advantage of the evening. They lead 1-0, 1:56 remaining in the first period. My goodness, I think the referees can't wait for intermission to give both of these teams 20 minutes to cool off. Here is Chernyuk now, 4-on-4 hockey. Chernyuk walking down, shot blocked in front, played towards the slot there. Chernyuk was already backpedaling to the blue line and the neutral zone. For Norris, plays this one in deep. Townsend angles him off as Chernyuk goes back to collect. It's Sharazin now. Sharazin picks this one up. His pass intercepted here. Sharazin for Norris dances around him and gets it to the wall. Farmer takes it away from Hayes now as Townsend will check back and pick this one up. Townsend up the ice. The pass was a little bit away from Sharazin in the last 80 seconds of this first period. 15 seconds remaining of 4-on-4. Then Wildcats will be on the power play here. Urzowski trailing play. Now it's Brennan, and he fumbled the puck at the crucial moment as Townsend will pick this one up. He'll swing it into the stride of Staub. Staub walking through the middle. Leaves it behind here. Nice defensive stick work by Scherer. Last minute of play in the period brought to you by Looking to Inns and Suites. Here is Scherer towards the net. Canceled out there by Cam Knight. The Wildcats are on the power play for the next minute of this contest with 55 seconds remaining in the first period. First power play of the night for the Wildcats. They're working on a change, so Staub swings back. Now gains his own. Along the blue line, Matt Cook will take it off the back wall and set up. Goes down low for Bolio. Into the corner for Apap. Apap centers in front there for Cam Knight, and he had his stick lifted at the crucial moment. 35 seconds remaining in this first period. The Wildcats are on the power play, funneling back into the offensive zone. Cook pulls it off the right wing wall. Where will we go with it? Back wall for Knight. Quickly along to the near side. Bolio at the left wing circle. Bolio, Cook towards the net. Blocked in front there, and Mauber has it and will trickle it down the ice. Last 20 of the first period. It comes up to a dead stop in front of the Wildcats bench area. Bolio into the stride of Farmer. Onside play. Here's Farmer. Slap shot. Up into the air it goes on the rebound. 8 seconds remaining. Here is Cam Knight now. Knight. Pump fakes. Left wing circle. Towards the net looking for a deflection, and it floats wide. Lazarus. Townsend holds it in, and that'll do it in the first period. 20 minutes in the books. The Wildcats hold a 1-0 lead in a contest that is getting very chippy. We'll keep an eye on the physicality and the hits as this game progresses. For now, the Wildcats blunt with his contest, and maybe
down that you just can't have. One of their players is in our zone with 4 of our players.
I will step aside. Wildcats, some situationals for you. When the Wildcats were leading after one play in the regular season, 19-3-1. When the Topeka RoadRunners were trailing after one in the regular season, 2-7-2. But one of those wins. Hang on 1 second. Here is Farmer, turnaround shot blocked towards the corner. 17:30 remaining. Cam Knight picks this one up in his own zone. The Wild 2-0. We'll see if that was tipped in front. For the time being, we'll call it Kosmecki's goal, his second of the postseason and second of this series. Here is Shane Kosmecki. Now it's Lazarus, hard off the wall remaining in the second, and Sturm in the first period, who was letting the boys play last night, as trying to call things tight here tonight, and you can't blame him whatsoever after the way this game started. It's on the penalty cones and cleared it the line on a wrap chance after he had lost his lumber. The Wildcats were undeterred. They kept on fighting, doing that. That second goal, a byproduct of some good work on the forecheck. Dogged work, we should say, as Kosmecki intercepted and seeing a man in front just threw it on net. It was either Farmer or Oakley who was there waiting for it. He fanned on it, trying to get a deflection. None was forthcoming, but it still beat Tomek, who saw it very late. Kosmecki was down on himself last night, as a few other Wildcats were. Great to see the young man have a good bounce-back performance thus far here this evening. Down the ice this goes. It'll come up short of icing as Samek, the linesman closest to it, waves it off. Picking it up here is Poland. Poland looks to gallop along here, finds a teammate, runs away from Renneker as Jeff Baum hammers this one along the wall. Stop, miscontrols, steps inside one man, couldn't feed Townsend, who was ready to race down the right wing side on the weak side. Instead, it's Renneker for Topeka. Away here by Baker, into the neutral zone at Karam, stepped onto it by Poland. Poland hacks at this one, canceled out by Sherazin, and that goes into the Topeka bench area. 12:15 remaining in the second. Wildcats up 2-0. Ben Horner with you here on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. As the faceoff will be in the neutral zone here. 12:15 even remaining in the second. And right now, Austin Shaw doing a very good job of seeing everything that's coming his way, for the time being anyway, and tracking the puck very well. Here is Farmer, sidesteps a big collision there, but Strong bumps him off it again. Kosmecki tries to run away from Lutz, was able to force it along to Sherazin. Sherazin now tied up, as this is spiked off the back wall, I believe, by Brennan. Oakley throws his man hard into the wall. That was Scherer. Back towards the corner it goes, where Knight and Strong will duel for it. Behind the cage of Shaw. It's a two-a-side battle now, as getting involved were Fernsler and Farmer. 11:40 remaining in the second. Fernsler and Farmer, teammates on Team South Division for the Null Top Prospects Tournament back in February. Foes once more, as this one is, well, where is it? As finally it works free. Farmer will kick this one along. It was lost in some paraphernalia, as Knight throws a man into the wall and worked it free. Knight, his backhander, knifed out of midair. Was it played by a high stick? It doesn't matter. Oakley touched it up. Kosmecki will chip this one. Lutz held the zone along the wall. Lutz steers it, and Oakley was just able to force it to the neutral zone. Wildcats have to make sure that they're limiting those types of sequences. Topeka holding the zone not once, twice. Sherazin with a glancing blow here, but Topeka will send this one up the ice. Nice advantage there for the big St. Petersburg Russian native. As this goes down the ice, should be icing. Reisinger won't beat it, and Poland will be the first to it, as we'll get the whistle. 9:58 remaining in the second, 2-0 the score. Reminder, Game 3 is Monday night. If necessary, Game 4 would be Tuesday night. Both of those at the K. Yeager Coliseum. Tickets on sale for that one. Box office will be covered. First thing Monday morning, they open at 10 o'clock. Get down and get your tickets, starting at just $8 for kids and $10 for adults, as the Wildcats are trying to keep their playoff run alive here in the 2015 Robertson Cup playoffs. Here's Paul Subri settling a bouncing puck and walking in. His shot saved there by Tomek, and we'll get the whistle. 9:44 remaining in the second period. 2-0 the score. That'll take us into our media timeout of this second frame, as we'll take the opportunity to remind you that if you're coming into Wichita Falls for a Wildcats game throughout the remainder of this playoff run, be sure to contact our friends at La Quinta Inns and Suites. La Quinta Inns and Suites on Central Freeway on Maureen Street is the official host hotel of the Wildcats. Conveniently located between the Wichita Falls Airport and the K. Yeager Coliseum, La Quinta Inns and Suites has Wildcats fans covered from opening faceoff until the final horn. Visit LaQuintaWichitaFalls.com or call 940-322-6971 to book today. Again, 940-322-6971 to book your room today. Be sure to ask for the special Wildcats rate. $59 a night, hard to beat that. When we get back to play here out of the media timeout, faceoff will be to the right of Tomek after a shot from Paul Subri was held by the Slovakian netminder. This is a battle in terms of goalies of two of the more highly regarded prospects in the North American Hockey League. Both of these guys on the NHL Central Scouting Service final draft rankings list for North American-based goaltenders. The North American Hockey League had 4 players on that list, all 4 of them goalies. The blue line. Here is Litvia, or rather Townsend, his shot looking to pick the corner. Now Staub, bank attempt. Now Baum, and it's skipped over his blade as he was ready to pull the trigger. Here is Baum, along for Bolio. Banked up the ice, he wanted APAP. Instead, it was intercepted by the RoadRunners. Townsend curls back to his own blue line. Sidesteps a big hit. Bolio now to Staub at the right wing wall. Here's Staub, his shot saved there, and Tomek will hold. 9:22 remaining in the second, 2-0. The Wildcats continue to lead here as they are continuing to press the issue. Fairly even contest as far as you would expect between these two teams. 6-2 scoreline last night was a bit atypical from what we've seen between these two teams this year. Wildcats and RoadRunners both posted what might be termed as a blowout in the regular season, but for the most part, every other game, 6 of 8 to be precise, were one-goal contests, including, by the way, a pair of overtime contests and a game that the game-winning goal was scored in the last 2.5 minutes. Farmer will look to dig this one free for Norris. Has it there. Sherazin canceled him out. Oakley holds his own. Finds Farmer. Farmer on his backhand at the circle towards the net. Tomek directs it away. He saw that one late. Now it's Sherazin. Rubbed off the puck. Gets it towards the net, and Oakley stashes it wide. Oakley spins it back down below the goal line. Last 9 minutes of this second period as the Cats are leading 2-0. Into the corner it goes for Farmer. He had a quiet night last night, looking to take advantage here of some offensive zone time as behind the net at Karams, Sherazin wasn't able to dig that one free from Hayes. It's moved along for Fornaris. Fornaris back to a teammate. This is skipping and bouncing down the ice, comes up short of icing, as first to it here is Irvine. Now it's Fornaris, back along the left wing wall, towards the corner it goes. Reniker first to it there, fed towards the middle, Scherer shot, goes up high, gets the glass, loose puck here, and Townsend will pick this one up and skate away from danger. Albrecht, over the back he goes to glove this down and walk in, trying to get to Lazarus there, and it was poked away from Johnny Lazarus. Reniker gains a zone for Topeka now. Takes it to the right wing wall, puts on the brakes just outside the circle. Swivels towards the corner. Baker pressed in hard to the wall there by Townsend as we tick down towards the last 8 minutes of this second frame. Yeager was a little late getting to that puck. After he did, he sent it up, but only as far as Scherer at the point. Towards the net, blocked down in front. Shaw never saw that one as Cam Knight has his stick lifted. Reniker towards the net. Loose puck here, and Yeager clears it from the slot. Down the ice it goes. Will it be icing here? No. There to beat it back, tried to swing it back along to Lazarus. As it was intercepted, he didn't get enough on the pass. So Sutter, he'll spin this one down the ice. Kozmeski in his own zone, banks it up the wall. Yeager takes it in front of the Topeka bench and now curls up the ice. Yeager over the red line. He'll play this one in deep. Slam on the brakes here, get tangled up with Sly Sutter. Richetel, the linesman, sheriffing the entire thing and making sure that nothing untoward happens there as we play on. 7:20 remaining in the second period. Good back on Baker to keep him from pulling the trigger. So Reisinger had a headman pass and it just skipped over his blade. The outlet play from Subri. Tomek has some trouble with this one here as Reisinger continued his skate up to the blue line where Chernyuk plays it back down low. Subri into the corner for Reisinger. Ran away from him. Scherer behind the cage of Tomek as this is picked up and brought forward by Dominic Lutz. Lutz tries to get around Chernyuk and does. Loose puck there, and Cook and Chernyuk do just enough to keep that from being a grade A look. Into the neutral zone to Karam. Subri touched it forward for Litviak. Litviak holding shot flashes wide of the cage. Reisinger held in by Litviak once more. Now his shot blocked. To the neutral zone it goes as Reisinger has it from Matt Cook. Along to the near side. Chernyuk skates this one in, walks towards the middle. Nice toe drag there, but now he's put his team under a little bit of pressure as Erzowski gains his zone. Erzowski toe drag, and he sent it towards the front where Fernsler was waiting, but it was behind him. Staub ramps this one up the high glass. 6:20 remaining in this second period. Bolio has to check back on a delayed offside. That allows the RoadRunners to pick up possession and set things up in their own end. Bolin stepping free from the forecheck of Austin Bolio. He'll get to the blue line and play this one towards the right wing corner. First to it here is Matt Cook. Given a bump from behind on the forecheck by Luka Maver. Worked free, and Bolio takes it for Wichita Falls. On his backhand, he'll pitchfork this one into the neutral zone where Brickley settles and moved it along and gets it right back from his deep partner, Brennan. I thought that was Hayes. Either way, Brickley still in possession as he'll walk this one in. Onside play. Brickley shot. Big rebound there, and Cook was the first to it as he'll play this one down the wall. It'll come up short of icing. Bolio, instead of giving chase, will curl to the bench for a change. Cats leading 2-0 in the last 6 minutes of this second period from Landon Arena. Ben Horner with you on FastHockey.com and the Cats Broadcast Network. Held in here. Farmer slap shot, glove save by Tomek as Oakley kicked it down at the blue line. It carried on to Farmer, and Tomek makes a glove save. 5:31 remaining in the second period. Cats still up 2 goals to the good. Litviak in the first period. Shane Kosmeski in the second. 2:36, and here's the key on those goals. 2:36 of the first, a minute 40 of the second. Early period goals are a great way to set the tone for the next 20 minutes, and right now the Wildcats are doing a good job of that. Aside from the power play, Topeka in this period has not generated too many grade A looks as Shaw has been directing the rebounds onto the sticks of his teammates. Farmer hauled down in the corner, no call upcoming as Sharazin comes along to support as Farmer gets back to his feet. Sharazin, behind the net it goes. Farmer, he'll corral, send in front wanting Oakley, and an alert stick from Tomek, ramps it up into the air. Irvine, he'll send this down the ice. Will it be icing here? Yes, it will, as Baum is back, and we get the whistle from Rishatel, the linesman. 5:08 remaining in the second, 2-0 to score, and normally in the second period we'd bring you highlights. However, some big news in the Wildcats organization this week. Jake Townsend announced his commitment to UMass Lowell, so in lieu of highlights, we will instead hear from Wildcats defensive stalwart Jake Townsend. Head to Hockey East next year. Riverhawks. Riverhawks, the program very much on the rise, a very good school, and a well-earned, hard-fought commitment for Jake Townsend. We'll hear more from him. Spot, Albrecht can't dig it free. It's loose. Lazarus and Yeager try to work this one loose, as instead it's coming along to the near side wall. Albrecht picks this one up on his backhand. Glove save there by Tomek, as Tomek gives Yeager a little bit extra. Yeager trying to extricate himself. 4:46 remaining in the second. Eric Yeager is not a guy who you ever are really going to see a long mean streak out of, but when push comes to shove, he'll usually shove back, and he did so there. 4:46 remaining in the second period, 2-0 the score. No penalties out of that for Norris, and Albrecht have a little bit extra as well, as this game is getting everybody's favorite word, chippy. Face-off will be to the left of Tomek as we'll resume play here. Almost after every whistle, you're seeing someone in a white sweater or a black sweater, as face-off will rather be to the right of Tomek. You're seeing almost after every whistle, someone has something to say to the officials, either Sturek, Samek, or Rishatel. Kosmeski off the face-off, thought about a shot instead, walks behind in front, Reisinger shot save, loose puck, Kosmeski scores! His second of the night, he makes it 3-0 Cats with 4:38 remaining in the second. He picked it up off the face-off, held on a shot, skated around the left wing circle, fed it in front for Reisinger. It was blocked. Rather, Reisinger's shot was saved. Kosmeski picked up the rebound and slams it into the roof of the net. 3-0, the Cats lead. What a bounce-back performance from the young man from Illinois tonight. Shane Kosmeski making things happen in the offensive zone. Down the glass he'll go as we're back to play in the last 4.5 of this second period. Night and day, this contest from what we saw last night. Here is Luka Maver. However, we haven't gotten to the third period yet, which is where things began to unravel, but a much different contest and a much different looking Wildcats team towards the net, and a glove save there as Erzowski was swinging wildly with the stick, trying to get a deflection or anything on that puck to make it change direction. 4:15 remaining in the second period. Wildcats now up 3-0. Shane Kosmeski with a pair in this period at 1:40 of the second period, and just a few moments ago, that should be Kosmeski from Reisinger. Off the face-off to the left of Shaw, it works its way to the stick of Bolio. has two men in front of him, and now a third as Bolio plays this one along the right wing wall and goes in after it. APAP first to it here. Couldn't spin it in front where Staub was waiting. Staub will go behind the net and look to support in the last 4 minutes of the second period. 3-0 the score in favor of the Cats. APAP trying to walk free. He finds Bolio. Bolio, nice puck protect here as he's pressed into the wall by Poland. Behind the net it goes for APAP. APAP, now it's Bolio behind the net. Losing out though. Staub gets it back for APAP. APAP stashes back towards the corner. Bolio, he'll slam on the brakes and step away from Fernsler. He'll protect, swings to the near side, wants Townsend. He'll have to catch it off the back wall into the neutral zone. He'll curl back, play it along the glass. Staub swept at this one as it went by in vain as there's 3:30 remaining in the second. The Wildcats are working on a change. Here's Dominic Lutz on an outlet pass. He'll walk in, shot, punched wide there on the blocker hand of Austin Shaw. Here is Fernsler now, a big coming together in the corner. Sees Fernsler, rather Dominic Strong, step free. Fed in front, nice stick there by Oakley. As Fornaris was fresh from the bench, now Oakley will gallop forward. Oakley, nice move there, lost it in some skates. Onside play though, as Scherer has to chase this one back. Left behind here, and Oakley almost got it to Sherazin for a good goal scoring chance. Instead, here is Farmer and Sherazin trying to dig it loose on the forecheck. In the last 3 minutes, Farmer walking in front, and Tomek makes the save as he looked to go short side high towards the corner. Here's Sherazin. Sherazin puts on the brakes in front. Loose puck. Kuzmeski. His shot canceled out by Strong. Strong took a stick up high in the follow through. Kuzmeski backdoor. Sherazin shot, and Tomek makes the save with a great push from right to left. The big netminder from Slovakia, that's one of his strengths, his lateral movement. 2:43 remaining in the second. The Cats are up 3-0. Shane Kuzmeski from Reisinger and Subri at 15:22 of the second. After Kuzmeski scored unassisted at 1:40 of this frame as well. Jaeger will take the draw to the left. Albrecht will spin this towards the corner. First to it though were the RoadRunners in the form of Hayes as Jaeger picks this one up. Jaeger in the neutral zone tried to find Lazarus, jumped over his blade at a crucial moment as this is Fornaris wanting it through the middle. It's Irvine, offside play. Granal has to let this one go. He'll touch up anyway as they'll put the face-off all the way down in the offensive zone of the Wildcats. 2:26 remaining in the second period. Cats already up 3 goals, 3-0 the score in Game 2 of the South Division semifinals. Van Horner with you here from the Kansas Capitol Landon Arena, the Kansas Expo Center, the site of this one. Thanks for making us a part of your Saturday evening plans. The faceoff will come to the right of Tomek. The Wildcats are having their way in the offensive zone a little bit more than we saw last night. And I think a lot of that stems from the hard work they're doing on the forecheck and their hunger to win the puck back. Cherniak has this one skip over his blade, so he'll chase this back and move it along. Albrecht hammered it along the boards, couldn't clear. Slap shot wide of the cage there. Shaw had that one tracked all the way. Hiko Saka giving a glancing blow from Lazarus as Lazarus clears this down. No icing here as Brickley picks it up short of the end line. Last 2 minutes of the second. Here is Brickley. He'll skate this one to the left wing wall and look to gain the zone past Reisinger. Brickley left it behind as he had his pocket picked by Townsend. Moved forward here for Lazarus. Lazarus, his touch pass for Subri was a little weak, but Subri picks it up nonetheless. Given a good hard bump up high as he dumped it in. Renneker picks this one up. Renneker plays it to the neutral zone where Townsend will collect for the Wildcats. He'll wait for his teammates to get back on side, spins back, and now will walk forward. Townsend down the left wing wall, rather the right wing wall. Gloved it down, hand pass here as Litviak first to touch it up after Townsend had gloved it down and put it onto the ice. 1:26 remaining in the second period. 3-0 the score in favor of the Wildcats. And by the way, I think, Shane Kuzmeski's dad is in the stands here tonight. What a great game for him to see. Penalty upcoming here against Jeff Baum. He'll touch up. It'll be interference as he was going to get turnstiled a little bit there. That's one that Jeff kind of has to take as he didn't want Topeka to be able to rush into the zone with numbers. But with the Wildcats up 3-0, they'll be shorthanded. And I'll echo what I said earlier in this period. Have to be wary of giving Topeka the 4th-ranked power play in the league during the regular season. Too many opportunities on the man advantage. Thus far, though, the Wildcats 4 for 4 on the Gilmore's Collision Center penalty kill. Off the face-off, here's Colin Staub. Wasn't able to dig this one free. Fernsler, here's a pass to the slot. Hiko Saka couldn't pull the trigger, so he gives to Poland to walk to the blue line. Poland, now it's Fernsler to Hiko Saka towards the front of the net. Loose puck, and it's away from the stick of Renneker. Staub chases him down, spins him down to the ice, no call upcoming. Renneker from his backside moved it to Cam Strong in the corner. Strong, Kosmeski takes it away from him. Last minute of play in the period brought to you by La Quinta Inns and Suites. It's Fernsler to the blue line in Poland. Topeka on the power play here as Bologna was just able to force this one into the neutral zone as Poland will walk it back. 25 remaining in the penalty here is Kosmeski. Osaka was able to step past him. Getting worked over there by Colin Staub. The two nines going at it here as it's left in the corner for Fernsler. Fernsler, Ikosaka settles this one and leaves it for Fernsler once more. Up to the wall, now back for Fernsler. Poland now. Near side point. Back into the corner it goes. Ikosaka settles this one down. Left here for Fernsler on the near side half wall. 20 seconds remaining. Fernsler holding. Gives to Ikosaka at the goal line. Ikosaka to a vacant point, and that will go down the ice. 15 seconds remaining in the second period. Cats up 3-0. Maybe one last rush on the power play for the Roadrunners if they hurry in the final 10 ticks of this second frame. Onto the stick of Gornall. Separated from it by Farmer. Cook kept this one coming in on sides as that will be that in the second period. There goes the horn. Shane Kosmeski, 2 goals in this period to give the Wildcats a 3-0 lead heading into the third and final frame. Shots on goal according to the big board, 20-17 in favor of the Wildcats. Through 2 periods of play, they lead by 3. We'll step aside and come back. When we do so, we'll hear from Wildcats defenseman Jake Townsend regarding his recent commitment to UMass Lowell, and we'll also take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Jerry's Sporting Goods. We'll step aside, all that and more on the other side of the break when Wildcats hockey continues on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Back in Topeka, 3-0 to score in favor of the Wildcats through 40 minutes of action. Shane Kosmeski, 2 goals in that period to stake the Wildcats to that 3-goal edge. And the Wildcats playing very well right now. A very strong postseason effort from Wichita Falls, playing, as Coach LaFontaine termed it, playing playoff hockey, doing the little things, fighting, winning the battles, hungry for every puck. And as a result, they have been able to keep prolonged pressure in the offensive zone and have stretched their advantage to 3-0. Shane Kosmeski, who had a bit of a disappointing contest last night, as I alluded to, very strong bounce back from the young defenseman from Greens Lake, Illinois. Couple of goals, as he's sure going to feel good about that one on the bus. But the Wildcats still need to finish this one off. 20 minutes remaining. However, we'll worry about that one later. For now, we'll hear from Wildcats defenseman Jake Townsend, who recently committed to UMass Lowell. A long time coming on that commit for Mr. Townsend out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. And I know that his family is so proud of him, as are all of us here at the Wildcats. Here now, Jake Townsend speaking with me earlier in the week. Ben Horner here with you Wildcats fans, and joining me now is Wildcats defenseman Jake Townsend, who recently announced his commitment to the University of Massachusetts at Lowell. Jake will be heading to play for the Riverhawks starting with the 2015-16 campaign. And Jake, first and foremost, a hearty congratulations from all of us here at the Wildcats for an achievement that's been a long time coming. How are you feeling after making your commitment to UMass Lowell?
I'm feeling pretty excited about it. I've been working hard on it for a long time and pretty proud of myself, actually.
Certainly something to be proud of, absolutely. A lot of hard work has gone into achieving this goal. And Jake, coming into this season, it's your last year of junior eligibility. Obviously, the commitment weighs heavily on your mind. What was your thought process heading into this season, as you obviously had one eye on this season, but one eye on the future?
Coming into it, John tried to tell me not to focus on it as much because it could drop my play level, and coaches don't want to see that, so I just tried to not think about it really ever, actually. I just tried to focus on how well we're doing during the season, how well I'm playing.
And as a result, you had a career year this year, career highs in goals, assists, points. Was there something in particular that really made this year easier for you? Or maybe not easier, but perhaps more comfortable in the North American Hockey League?
I'd say just playing a lot of games in the 2 years here. I've learned quite a bit in how to play and how to move the puck and how the league, the skill level of the league, and what to do.
All right, Jake, take us through your recruiting process a little bit, because it had been kind of slow goings at times, and then it seemed like there was a little burst of interest from a few different schools, and then it kind of slowed down, and then all of a sudden you're making your commitment. So walk us through that process throughout this season.
I'd say the first half of the year till about December, I hadn't talked to really any colleges. They didn't really seem interested, and then Lowell called and asked for me to come visit. And so that was probably the biggest college offer that I had so far. And then went to prospects and had Ferris talk to me, Bentley talk to me a little bit, and then it just dropped off until probably about 2 weeks ago. Lowell called me and asked if I would like to come play there next year.
Were there any nerves after that kind of quiet spell immediately following top prospects?
Not really nerves, just, well, here we go again. Just the waiting game.
Hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. How do you keep from letting that take a toll on your performance on the ice as you're trying to balance those? We've talked with Colin about it, Colin Staub, obviously, and Nick Farmer, and they said they pretty much both said the same thing. You just try to block it out. Was that exactly what you were trying to do in that scenario as well?
Think about it during the game, because bad things happen if you're just like, I got to do this, I got to play better, and usually you don't play better.
Yeah, it's the old gripping the stick too tight there. It's kind of hard to make plays happen. But you mentioned the official visit to Lowell, Jake, and when you were on campus, it was one of the biggest games that they had played of the regular season.
What was that experience like, getting to see them take on Boston? It was Boston University who you got to see them play in their arena. How did that experience help impact your decision?
It was awesome. The fans loved the players. I think they got like 7,500 that night or something like that. And it was just a crazy night. The atmosphere was awesome. People, when we went to go eat before the game, people were all pumped up about the game, like everyone was going to it. Cool.
What about Lowell is a good fit for Jake Townsend, both academically and hockey wise?
Academically, they are a pretty good engineering school, and that's one of my majors I'm thinking about going into. And when I visited, I got the chance to speak with the head director guy of the engineering program, and it seemed awesome there. He said all their students love the engineering program. And then coach, about the athletic part, he was awesome. He said he treats his players right, and from what I'd heard, it's awesome there, and I think it's just great.
Norm Bazin is the head coach of the UMass Lowell Riverhawks, and what a turnaround he's guided that program through. This was a program, for those of you who don't keep up on your college hockey as closely, that for a long time was in the bottom half of the Hockey East Division standings. And since he's taken over the last 3 or 4 years, UMass Lowell has won 2 of the last 3 Hockey East championships. They've been right up there in the national tournament over the last few years. Certainly a program on the rise in UMass Lowell. And one other quick note: very few people know this. The Riverhawks and UMass Lowell has such a strong engineering program. They used to be Lowell Tech. A little bit of tidbits for you there, Jake, when you head up there next year. But enough about that. Jake, you are kind of one of what we have referred to this year as the old stalwarts for the Wildcats. This is your 3rd year, and you're going to head out of here pretty much at the top of every career category for defensemen. Games played, goals, points. The list goes on and on and on. When you look back on your time in Wichita Falls, what memories are going to stick out to you the most? What's going to be the fondest recollection you have of your time here in Wichita Falls?
Paul has been a big help to everything in my success here. He's really taught a lot. He really knows the game, and probably one of the biggest memories here. And then John is a new memory, but he'll stick for a while. Probably the biggest memory is just being with all the guys on the team. Hanging out with them, it's awesome.
You played with Colin Staub the last 4 seasons, obviously dating back to time with the Pikes Peak Miners midget program. What's it going to be like playing with him on the other side of the country?
Hopefully we'll get to meet up sometime. That'd be awesome, but I'm happy for him. I'm good to see he's playing back in Colorado near his family, but 4 seasons. Too bad it couldn't go any longer, but it's been awesome.
For you, what's your generic feelings on heading out to the East Coast? Have you spent much time out east of the Mississippi?
I mean, I've visited every once in a while, but not really stayed out there. It's pretty crazy place out there. Everything's so compacted. It's pretty cool.
Excited to see a new part of the country, Jake?
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
All right, a new experience for Jake, that's for sure. With the commitment locked down, though, Jake, what's your focus for the rest of the year?
My focus is to win a championship.
There you go. Short and sweet from Jake Townsend. Jake, at this point, we're going to give you an opportunity to say some thank yous to people who have helped you along the way, coaches, family, etc. So take it away.
I'd really like to thank my mom and dad, Patrick and Michelle Townsend. They've supported me since I was very, very little, and I couldn't do it without them. And I'd like to thank Brad Campsey for billeting me the past 3 years. He has done nothing but support me, helped me in every way possible, and it's been awesome. I can't thank him enough. I'd also like to thank Greg Vanover, who brought me to Wichita Falls Wildcats, tendering me and helped me get scouted here.
All right, Jake, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations once more on a commitment that's been a long time coming and is certainly well-earned and well-deserved. Congratulations, Jake. We're looking forward to watching your exploits for the UMass Lowell Riverhawks starting next season. Jake Townsend, defenseman for the Wildcats and soon-to-be defenseman for the UMass Lowell Riverhawks. We'll step aside and come back with more.
Townsend speaking with me earlier this week following his commitment to UMass Lowell. As thanks to a whole mess of people, and I'm sure that doesn't even cover everybody that has helped him along the way. However, 12 players with Division I commitments to dress for the Wildcats this year. That is a league high. No other team in the league has had more Division I players committed. That had more players committed to Division I skate for them this season. Let's take a quick look on the Jerry Sporting Goods Town scoreboard while we have a moment. Well, they're headed to overtime in Pennsylvania. Keystone and the Sioux Eagles deadlock 0-0 as they'll head to overtime for the first time in that series. It was a big goal barrage in the third period last night for the Jets on the way to an 8-1 win. It's a big goal barrage in the second period tonight. 4 times the Jets found the back of the net against the Warriors, 5-2. They now hold the lead. In Minnesota, 1-1 the score through 2 minutes of action, 2 periods of action, beg your pardon, between the Wilderness, the home team, and the Coulee Region Chill. It is 1-0, Lone Star holding the lead over the Wenatchee Wild halfway through this second period of action. That'll do it for us on the Jerry Sporting Goods Town scoreboard report. We'll step aside and come back with the third period of action from Topeka on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. After 2 periods of play, they'll start this period on the power play, or rather on the penalty kill for the first 39 seconds of the third, as they'll skate from right to left in this period. That is P2Q across your screen, coming back the other way. Tomek in the cage to our left, Shaw in the cage to our right, as Jeff Baum will serve the remainder of his interference minor. 39 seconds of power play time for Topeka. Here, 5 for 5 thus far, or rather 5 for 5 in this series on the PK are the Wildcats thus far, looking to finish this one off and make it 6-6. Staub will take the draw against Gornal. We're underway in this third period, brought to you by American Classified. As off the face-off, this is picked up and sent all the way down by Wichita Falls. Fornaris will look to start this one forward, though. Into the zone, he'll come and play to the left wing corner. First to it behind the net, Cook slammed it around the wall. Canceled out partially as Orzowski looks to move to the point. Here is Brickley now towards the net, blocked in front. It's loose, and we get a quick whistle. It was trapped in the paraphernalia of Konstantin Cherniak. That one looks like it didn't feel too good. Might have caught him in the midsection there. He'll skate to the bench. 16 seconds remaining in the power play for the RoadRunners, as the Wildcats are looking to set the tone for this third period with an early kill. In from the Wildcats a couple of times tonight is early goals in the period. Up. This is for Norris, but in front, Brickley is shot, blocked away there, pops up and goes just wide of the post. Brickley at the blue line again for Norris, for Brickley. Brickley, middle of the blue line, shot wide, rebound, Kosmeski hammers it down the ice. Now the Wildcats might break with numbers as Baum is out of the box. Here comes Staub, into the zone, Staub, holding shot, saved there by Tomek, and we'll get the whistle. 19-15 remaining in the third. If Baum had decided to rush, that might have interesting. Instead, he had heard the call from the bench and heeded it, and he skated across. We're back to 5-on-5. First part done for this third period for the Wildcats. It's game 2 of the South Division semifinals. Cats are protesting too much. He looks none the worse for the wear, as this is Bolio touching it into the path of Staub. Staub will skate it wide and play this one softly and deep and come to the bench for a change. 2 minutes gone in the third period, brought to you by American Classified, as Poland skates past Into the zone, here comes Poland. Poland swept it away to the far side wall. The Wildcats certainly have work to do remaining, as there's plenty of time for the Roadrunners. Led down the ice. Albrecht trying to chase this one down. He'll have to go to the right wing corner for it. Rather, this was Lazarus. Lazarus kicks it onto his stake. Spins it back towards the corner, where Albrecht will get it there and give to the blue line. It's Chernyuk. Holds on a slapper to the near side corner. Lazarus. It skipped over his blade, and Hayes will try to clear the zone. He was able to find Hiko Saka. Hiko Saka gets it to Maver. Rather, as Maver toe picks and sending it down the ice were the Wildcats. Langer not happy, thought there might have been a penalty there. Oh, big check from Litviak and a slap shot there. And it went out of play. I don't know that ever actually hit the protective netting. I think that one just popped straight up in the air and landed down. Samek, the linesman, blew it dead. Anyway, 17-11 remaining in the third. Litviak came in and had a big run at somebody. Probably lucky that he missed the hit, as that would have drawn some penalty minutes and a big crowd. Subri won it to Reisinger, who gets it back to the point. Kosmeski, his shot deflected and goes wide. Reisinger will protect along the near side wall. Works towards the left wing corner. Reisinger, backhander, save there in front. Litviak has he roofed it over the top of the net as he had it on his backhand. That was a tough one for Nikita as he'll chase this one to the far side. Nikita pitches it back down low. Subri tries to dig it loose there. Finds Reisinger. Reisinger couldn't trickle it in front for Litviak. He has it again though. His shot blocked. Kosmeski holds in at the point. Goes down the wall with it as the Cats maintain their pressure. Subri, route chance in front. Still it's loose. And Tomek leaves it there for Gornall to take and settle things down. Gornall. It's Brennan now. Cross ice for Scherer. Scherer left it behind. He'll have to check back in front of the bench. A dump in hit the skates of the linesman Richetel in front of the Wildcats bench across the way as Cam Knight has it as we've played almost 4 minutes in this third period. Cats continuing to lead 3-0 as Sherazin will walk this back as the Cats were in the midst of a change. Sherazin. Bomb up the ice. It was intercepted by Sutter. Oakley gives him a good little bump there as changing in the neutral zone. Sherazin forces a turnover. Here's Oakley onside. Farmer scores! Nick Farmer! It's 4-0 with 15:59 left to go in the third. Sherazin with a big bump in the neutral zone. Freed up the puck. Oakley picked it up, raced in 2-on-1. Fed it along for Farmer after a little delay, and Farmer dropped to a knee and slammed it into the roof of the net. Play here. 4-0, the Wildcats lead. Polio walks in. Talk about setting the tone for the next contest. Still time for the Roadrunners, however. The Wildcats going to look to kill this one off confidently, as that's something that the Wildcats had trouble with in the latter stages of this season. However, this will be a good stern test and a good opportunity to see how well they're able to kill things off. We saw it last weekend, last Friday to be exact, when they killed off that 5-4 win in the last 10 minutes. Here's Staub dancing through Poland. Takes it to the left wing corner to the blue line. Cook. Now Chernyuk. High slot. Chernyuk. His shot and a glove save by Vogler. Snatches it out of midair and walks away. Stop will be to the right of Tomek when we get back to play here, as we extend a special welcome to those of you joining us all across the country, and particularly Alex Schneiderman along with Lauren, Ava, and Vicky watching back in New Jersey. Thanks for joining us as it approaches, or it's just past 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Wherever you're joining us from, thanks for making us a part of your Saturday evening plans as this goes down the ice. 4-0 from Evan Oakley at 4:01. For Oakley, his 4th point of the postseason. His 3rd. Kosmeski's goals, his 3rd point, and his 3rd goal in 4 postseason games. Litviak, the goal was his 1st and 2nd postseason point. Reisinger's 2nd career playoff goal and 1st of this playoffs. Right off the down the ice for a short-handed breakaway, but Cook gets back, closes him down, and moved it along for Bolio. So Knight will walk in. Here is Cam Knight. Softly towards the right wing corner. Staub will go to battle there with Hayes. Gornall has it in the corner. His clearance attempt. Turnaround shot by Apap. Never comes, but now it's Bolio. Bolio to Cook at the blue line. Now it's Cook with traffic in front. Apap wants it. Instead, it's Bolio. Bolio for Apap. High slot now to the near side in the circle where Matt Cook will now walk towards the middle of the ice. Cook into the corner for Staub. Touch pass for Bolio. Bolio settles into the middle shot. Loose it, dig it free. Still it's loose, and we'll get the whistle as Vogler somehow traps it between the wickets. 12:18 remaining in the third. Farmer from Oakley at 4:01. Risinger from Cam Knight at 6:11. As the Wildcats up 5-0. They're on the power play for the next 58 seconds as they lead by 5. Not posted the penalty to, I believe it was Brickley, or slides it out of midair off the glass, and Litviak rolls it down the ice. Will it be ice up just short as we have in this third period? Off the glass, bomb. Remember, and they have to keep their composure. This is just one game in a 5-game series. Yes, it's very nice that they're going to pick a convincing win, or at least for the time being it appears to be convincing. But they're going to have to keep the same intensity heading back home on Monday night. Shaw regained Albrecht, and is the second career postseason goal for Johnny Lazarus after he had that beauty to tie it up 2-2 against the Rio Grande Valley Killer Bees last Friday night in Game 2 of the South Division play-in round. 9.5 to go here in the third period. Brickley has this one after the Wildcats couldn't work it towards the front of the net. This is Cam Strong, has some trouble with it, juggles it a little bit, then kicked it along there. Townsend the first to it behind the net, ramps it along the boards where Colin Staub will take it. This is Colin Staub getting over the red line, squares it for Apap, who duly shoves it into the offensive zone. Start up a change here. Last 9 and change of this third that sees them up 7-0. Nice down this outlet pass out of midair. Kosmeski swats it away from him as Rio Grande, Topeka, and the RoadRunners have to start anew. Yeager on the back check, takes it off his man in the neutral zone and works it along for Kosmeski. Albrecht jabs at this one. Gornall taken away there by Kosmeski. Gornall resettles in the neutral zone as Poland plays this one in deep. Around the boards it goes to Kosmeski. Albrecht trying to dig it loose there. Sturek, the referee, gave him some trouble with it as this is for Norris, but now it's Kosmeski. He'll flip this one down the ice. Nice play there by Shane. It'll come up short of icing here as it wasn't going to reach the end line. Waved off by Richetel, the linesman right on top of it as Sturek gets hit there on a dump out attempt. Albrecht holds his own. Oh my goodness, that is not offsides. Anyway, the Wildcats are up 7-0. Delayed offside sees the Wildcats cede possession and clear to the neutral zone. Samick, the linesman, made the call from the other side of the ice in the other zone. Anyway, Risinger into the offensive zone. Left wing circle, centers in front. Loose puck, and Cherniak joining the rush. We'll play this one behind. So, by the way, they did give that one to Kevin Sherizin, rather. Thought it was either going to be Sherizin or Farmer or Cherniak. Played by a high stick by the RoadRunners. 7:51 remaining in the third. I guess Sherizin's stick was in there as well. And he was the one to get the final touch as it pinballed off Farmer. Off Farmer's shot, it pinballed off Cherniak, then Sherizin. Sherizin gets his second of the weekend. Third of the postseason, and the Cats are up 7-0. Sherizin again, this one deflects just wide. Oakley got to stick to it. This line buzzing a bit as here is Nick Farmer. Farmer curls away. Nice pass up to the blue line where Cherniak sends it towards the net, deflects just wide as Sherizin and Oakley both had a chance. Farmer sidesteps a big hit from Shearer, plays on, loses out now as he'll try to fight and get it back. Renneker put under pressure here. Nice play now by Farmer to hold his own. This is Sherizin. He'll swat it back along to the near side wall in the last 7:25 of this third period. They're up 7-0. Farmer shot, save, spilled. Vogler can't clear. Cherniak dusts it off and gives to Cook at the point. Cook holds on it. It's almost like the Wildcats are on a power play right now, but we're skating 5-on-5. Cherniak tries to go back down the glass. Glove down here by Shearer. He'll touch up, so there's no hand pass. Renneker took it away from an on-rushing Sherizin as Renneker goes into the neutral zone with it. Stop, back up the wall. Apap collects after it hit the skates of the linesman across the way. That was Samick, as Apap gives it to Townsend. Now it's Baum. Now Townsend back in his own zone. Apap now. outside the blue line. Bolio can't settle this one as he tries to walk over the blue line. As Topeka has it in, Brennan will look to play this one through the middle of the ice. Hiko Saka gloved it down. This will be a hand pass here. Should have been a hand pass. No idea how it wasn't. Anyway, again, we'll play on. The Cats are leading 7-0, so it's pretty inconsequential here. Glove down by Brickley in the neutral zone, then the dump out from Staub. Brickley will send this one around behind. Bomb, the first to it there for Wichita Falls. Shifts it along for Colin Staub. Staub now back to Brickley towards the net, steered wide by Shaw with 6:16 remaining in the third. Goes up and out of play as he directed it into the protective netting. Shaw has not been too busy this period. Reed has not been busy at all. That's just the second shot he has faced. Off Kosmeski won it forward as he was stumbling down to the ice. Lazarus has it taken away from him, but Yeager supporting will play this one in deep. Albrecht comes in on the forecheck here, couldn't lift the stick and get the puck back as a headman pass for Cam Strong is intercepted by Kosmeski. Hayes holds the zone though. Hayes trying to walk around, centers it in front, loose puck there as Shaw directs the one up to the corner. Played back in behind, Shaw will leave it there for Shane Kosmeski to take. As Kosmeski moves it up the ice. Lazarus now just over the red line. Played in deep. Wildcats are changing here. It's Jason Fernsler. Fernsler checks back at the blue line. Now looks to walk past Subri. Played in deep from the red line there. It was on the cage of Shaw. He'll steer it to the corner where Cherniak moves it for Matt Cook on the near side. Cook with 5:20 remaining in this third period. No icing as it deflects towards the cage of Vogler, and he'll cover this one up as Litviak was there on the obligatory forecheck. 5:18 remaining in the third. 7-0 the score in this one. 4 goals in this third period in the span of 4 minutes and 6 seconds have blown the doors off for the Wildcats. They're out shooting Topeka 38-20 in the game and 18-3 in this period. One of the most lopsided periods we've seen all year, regular season or otherwise. Reisinger in the corner wants to feed the middle. Litviak, it was away from him as Irvine looks to split the D. Irvine almost does. Cook back there. He'll take that one first as it's loose behind the net. Irvine loses out, but he moved it to Fornaris. Fornaris can't get a shot towards the middle. Loose in front. Irvine blocked there. A sprawling play by Subri. Last 5 minutes of the third. You love to see that. Up 7-0 still with the commitment. Cherniak in front there. Hooked off it by Brennan. And Sturrock content to let this one move on in the final 5 minutes of this contest. The Wildcats leading 7-0 as Cherniak showing he can skate, he can stick handle, as that was a nice little rush into the offensive zone. Bomb. Nice little chip at this one to get to the neutral zone where Farmer collects. Farmer shot. Glove saved by Vogler as the Merrimack commit will freeze play with 4:29 remaining in the third. By the way, not really related to this game at hand, but we'll extend congratulations to the Providence College Friars, this year's national champion for men's ice hockey. They beat out the BU Terriers. Off the face-off, this is played all the way down the ice. Townsend fights through a hook and moves it for Sherazin. Sherazin banks this one off the wall and goes in after it as the Wildcats were changing. Wanted to feed a trailing APAP fresh from the bench. It was intercepted by Renneker in the last 4. Wildcats continuing to lead by a touchdown here as Baker tries to drop it back, but it was spiked away. Nice play there by Shane Kosmeski. Kosmeski has 2 goals to his credit tonight as APAP will take this one and look to move it up the ice. APAP spins back. Didn't like what was in front of him, so we'll find the aforementioned Kosmeski. Kosmeski, little dump out was taken there by Hiko Saki. He goes down to the ice as he loses an edge, but from his backside, he'll move it into the neutral zone with 3:30 remaining in this third, and the Cats up by 7. Shaw getting a little aggressive playing the puck there as it's moved along. Staub let it run, and Bolio picks this one up. Chips softly along, will come up short of icing here as the Wildcats will come back to the bench for a change. Hayes now gets over the red line, tries to stick handle around Cook and does. Here comes Hayes trying to get around Yeager. Hayes spins back at the circle. Hayes fed towards the middle, intercepted there by Albrecht to the blue line. Here is Brickley. Brickley past the diving Albrecht, shot, goes up and gets the glass there, and it will rim all the way around the boards and come all the way down into the Wildcats offensive zone. Hayes upended. Here is Lazarus. He's upended as well. Albrecht tries to feed for Yeager there. Yeager will protect in the last three. Here is Yeager looking to go around in front. Center's there for Chernyuk. He pulled the trigger but didn't get all of this shot. Now coming back the other way. Here's Strong with Urzowski in the middle and a 2-on-1 for Urzowski. Great back check there by Yeager. Might have been a hook, but Sturek wants this one to get over with. Here is Fernsler trying to wrap around. Shot. Save there. Loose puck. They'll jam for it and Shaw will cover. 2:32 remaining in the third. 7-0, the Wildcats lead. Faceoff will be to the right of Shaw when we get back to it. Urzowski, by the way, little groggy here. He needs some help. Oh my. Urzowski very unsteady on his feet here. Getting some support from Fernsler as he comes back to the bench. There's no blood on the ice. I did not see if he took a shot up around the head or anything like that. He is very ginger back to the bench and groggy. Quick shot blocked there from the stick of Lutz as Townsend will look to move up the ice. Finds Reisinger. It was wicked wrister 5-0 in this third period in that 4-goal spurt in 4 minutes and change. Remaining in the third. We'll have to keep an eye on that Urzowski bit because that might have an impact for the next few games. Loose puck in front. Reisinger couldn't tuck it home as Fernsler is without a stick. Swept it away from danger, but Baum holds. Now Townsend one-timer into the midsection of Poland there. That can't have felt good as Subri has it tied up, but Lutz will look to step forward. Here is Lutz. Can't step around Baum in the last 2 minutes of this third. Urzowski getting tended to on the bench by the Topeka medical staff as Reisinger will square this one along for Litviak. He'll put it on his back end and play in deep. And we won't speculate, but you know the first thing people suspect when you see a player look a little bit groggy and out of sorts like that. Brennan plays this one in deep after stepping over the red line. Knight clears, just trickles into the neutral zone with 90 seconds remaining in the third. Delayed offside, washed out here as the RoadRunners will tag up. Shaw moved it along for Kosmeski. Shifts it quick back along for Cam Knight. Chases down an errant touch and moves it up the ice, wanting Sherazin. Here's Sherazin and a good stick there by Brennan to sweep it away. Onside play. Sherazin all alone in front. Didn't get a lot of the shot here, and now him and Brennan are going to come together. Oh, Brennan with a glove punch to Sherazin, and another. My goodness. 1:14 remaining in the third. Not the first time that we've seen Brennan get a little thuggish with Kevin Sherazin. Sturek is going to take them both to the box for a little bit. I think it's going to be roughing on both, and well, actually, Brennan's night might be done a little earlier. Yeah. Wait. No way. How is Brennan not given a penalty? Oh my goodness. It's 7-0. It comes of nothing, but Brennan punches Sherazin in the face twice. Sturek, my goodness, sir. That's not the first time we've seen that tonight, this season, with Sherazin getting mugged. How is Brennan still in this game? How is Brennan not in the box? That's a joke. It's 7-0. Just even them out, send them both to the box. Very little impact on the game. It's 7-0. My goodness, that is interesting at best, appalling at worst. Towards the net, locked in front. Cook will try to clear this one down. If nothing else, it gives the Wildcats another chance on the Gilmore's Collision Center penalty kill. They are 5 for 5 on it tonight. Goes strong, touched it along to Maver, who kicked it back behind. Bolio tries to step onto this one short-handed in the last 50 as we're in the last minute of play, brought to you by La Quinta Inns and Suites. Wildcats are leading 7-0. They're short-handed for the next minute and 29. Period will end before that expires unless the RoadRunners score here. Brickley walking in, skates to the left wing wall in the last 30. Here's Brickley towards the net, saved by Shaw. Loose puck and he'll cover up. 28.6 remaining in the third. I would love absolutely love an explanation for the reasoning behind why Sherazin got one and Brennan didn't. Now, we'll say this. We must be fair and say that Sherazin was the first one to take a little extra shot, but Brennan punched him twice in the face. Glove on. Glove on or not, that's a roughing penalty on Brennan, and Sturrock either didn't see it even though it was right in front of his face, or he decided not to do anything with it. And by the way, we're still seeing Erzowski get tended to on the Topeka bench, bent over in a heap, down. Last 10 seconds of this third period. The Wildcats up 7-0. Charging forward here is Scherer. He'll skate down the right wing wall. 5 seconds remaining. Tied up behind the net. 2 seconds. 1. There is the horn. We are heading back to Wichita Falls with the series deadlocked at a game apiece. A 7-0 win for the Wildcats. A playoff shutout for Austin Shaw. The first time since Sunday, April the 3rd, 2011, the Wildcats have seen a playoff shutout. They win this one 7-0, and it'll be a happy ride back to Texoma. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll put the wrap on this one as the Wildcats even the series at 1 game apiece. We'll put the wrap on this one on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network in just a moment. Back in the Kansas Capitol, Landon Arena in the Kansas Expo Center, the site of this one. The Wildcats 7, Topeka 0. Austin Shaw pitches a 23-save shutout. It is the first shutout in the postseason by a Wildcats netminder since Tyler Green picked up a 1-0 overtime win against these same RoadRunners back on April the 3rd in 2011. Wildcats really controlled this one from start to finish but it could have gone in a completely different direction within the first 2.5 minutes of the game. You think back to that effort by Tyler Irvin. He had a breakaway opportunity, and Shaw came up with a huge save. Immediately after that, in transition, right back the other way, Nikita Litviak danced into the offensive zone on a breakout pass from Albrecht, moved up the ice, danced around the defenseman, and into the zone he went before he deked Tomek out of his skates and tucked it home to make it 1-0. And after that, you could just see the Wildcats swell up with confidence. They got a big boost from that save and quick goal at the other end, and they carried that momentum into the second period where they did much of the same. Minute 40 into that second, Kosmeski scores unassisted to make it 2-0. Then, late in the period, to really drive home a nail into the coffin of the RoadRunners, Kosmeski made it 3-0 with 15:22 remaining at 15:22 of the second. In the third period, the Wildcats put this one to bed, and how? 4 goals in 4 minutes and 6 seconds. First, it was Nick Farmer finishing off a 2-on-1 with Evan Oakley after Kevin Sherazin had forced a turnover in the neutral zone with a big collision in open ice. Love to see that. Then 2 minutes and 10 seconds later, Reisinger with his textbook short side snipe from the right wing circle. My goodness, what an effort from Max there. That made it 5-0. Then Kevin Sherazin picked up a power play tally from Nick Farmer as it pinballed around off everybody. As then Johnny Lazarus with the icing on the cake just 14 seconds later from Austin Albrecht to stuff it home. That tacked on the extra point as that made it 7-0, as that is how it would finish. Shots on goal in the game, 42-23 in favor of the Wildcats, 22-6 in that third period. At one point it was 18 or 17-1 in favor of Wichita Falls. Getting the win tonight, Austin Shaw, 23 saves on 23 shots, getting the loss. Natey Tomek, he makes 22 saves on 27 shots. And a couple of notes here before we step off air before Game 3 on Monday evening. An eye on number 24, Daniel Orzowski. We did not see him on the ice after he was helped over to the bench, and he was very groggy, looked out of sorts, was not really favoring one side or another, just kind of bent over. Scary moment for Orzowski. I didn't see what happened and what resulted in him looking in that fashion. We'll have to keep an eye as whether and see whether Daniel Orzowski, the leading goal scorer for the RoadRunners, is healthy enough to go on Monday night. And now we know we will have a Game 4 on Tuesday night as well. The other note, we expect to see Tomek back in, but you never know what will happen. Maybe Vogler gets the call as well. By the way, Vogler makes 13 saves in relief on 15 shots on goal. Reminder, our next broadcast Monday night for Game 3, a pivotal Game 3. The Wildcats are returning home, looking to take a lead in the series, and that would see them go up 2-1. 7:05 puck drop for that one. YC box office or by calling 940-716-5555. Tickets start at just $8 for kids and $10 for adults. The box office will open at 10 a.m. Monday morning. You can also get them online by going to tickets.com and then searching for the Coliseum. But get your tickets now. We're going to have a good game Monday night, a pivotal Game 3 coming your way from the Coliseum. If you can't make it to the game, I'll have the call and all the action for you starting at 6:50 on the pregame on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Until then, I'm Ben Horner signing off from Topeka, saying thanks so much for joining us. From all of us at the Wildcats, have a good night and take care. This has been a presentation of Wildcats Hockey presented by Armored Roofing.